I've seen lots of movies this year. This much to be exact. It's this number, I assure you. Now I am voicing my opinions on these movies because my opinion is the right one. Feel free to have yours, but just know it is not as important or valid as mine. These two last place spots are kind of interchangeable, but I would say the last place has to be Little Shop of Horrors 1960. This movie is extremely bad, and if I was to compare it to something, it would probably be its own adaptation in 1986. Because this movie is not good like The Good Little Shop of Horrors, but is in fact bad, like The Bad Little Shop of Horrors, if you're catching my drift. Anyways, this movie is just overall stupid. There's a scene in specific where the dentist, instead of in the 80s Little Shop of Horrors, or the musical, I guess it's adapting, his death isn't like, it's not like justified or because of his like own stupidity, I guess. But instead, Seymour and the dentist have like a sword fight with the pokey things, I guess, the scalpels, I guess. Yeah, that's how he dies, from like a little poke, I guess. It's just dumb. There's one really cool idea I like that I wish the musical, I guess, kind of adapted, which is where the ending like reveal of all the faces of the people Seymour killed are like in the buds of the plant. That, I don't know, I kind of like that idea because it forced Seymour to look at the people that he's killed and like just kind of shows his guilt. I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. Anyways, next one. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a... Next up, we have 2019's Guns Akimbo. This is the movie where Harry Potter gets the guns bolted to his hands and it's all gross and nasty. Ew, I don't like that. There's this live streamed game on Twitch or something where people gotta shoot each other. It's like Fortnite Battle Royale. He's like this normal dude, works at like a video game place, which kind of like influences the whole video game style of the movie. And yeah, he gets the guns bolted to his hands. He's clearly out of his element because he goes up against the like best chick in the world at this stuff. And basically this movie is just kind of like just nothing. It's not horrible, but it's like the most average you can get. It's stimulating, but it's not cool. Basically, main gripe with it is the humor. It's like a D tier Marvel movie, like Thor the Dark World of this ranking, I guess. It's lame. It's just kind of stupid. But not the fun stupid like The Good Little Shop of Horrors, or the bad stupid like the bad. Basically, my biggest gripe is with the ending. Throughout the whole movie, there's like this video game aesthetic, and it's like all glorified. The ending, it's like he runs out of bullets. He's got to like beat the bad dude to death with his gun hands, and it's like all crazy and cool. The main character, he goes, it wasn't really like that.
In real life, watching your ex pistol whip some guy's teeth out gives you PTSD. Not.
I guess it's supposed to like frame it like, oh, he is not a good dude because he's just beating this guy to death, and it's like all gritty and like it's not like this in real life because of the whole video game aesthetic it gives it, but it doesn't like really, it just kind of moves on from that and like still has like a happy ending, I guess. I don't know, I just thought they were going to do something with that, and then it like ends with him like riding off into the sunset saying, the game has international versions and I'm going to go kill them now too, so see you in the sequel. That's never going to happen. Then he drives the most like 4.5 out of 10 movie I've seen. Next one. Up next, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This movie is, I can't process it in my head. I don't really understand what happens in it. So we'll try our best. Cold open begins. It's got the little girl. Yeah, she gets slimed out by the... Purple guy! Stabs her with the knife, whatever. And then the puppet like comes up holding her. And it's like, oh my gosh, she's dead. She's the puppet. Basically jump cut to after the first movie. He's like, man, I'm glad that's over. And then Abby's like, I want to see my friends. What do you mean? What do you mean your friends? Freddy Fazbear. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll put them back together. They go back to the original pizzeria, whatever. Everything's all worn down. The animatronics aren't anywhere. So then they find a second location. Main gang goes there, meets Toy Chica, who basically becomes the main character for a little bit, and follows Abby to the school science fair because her teacher's a dick for some reason. It's like, you will not participate in this 6th grade science fair, I promise, and I will not let it happen. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. Also, here's Toy Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's. He's like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. Kill yourself. And then Toy Chica's like, I want to see what's inside your head. And like goes full Omni-Man on the dude and just... And he's like, oh, basically he's dead. Nobody notices or realizes. Like, I don't even think Chica has like blood on her hands or anything. So she just goes back out like nothing happened. Sort a bunch of stuff, blah, blah, blah. They go to the pizzeria, blah, 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 blah. Then it's the ending. The puppet has cornered all the toy animatronics into one building. And then basically it looks like they're about to get killed. Then all of a sudden Mike hears in his earpiece, on your left. And then Freddy rips off Toy Freddy's head. And then Foxy like curb stomps it, dude. It's insane. It's crazy. Yeah, basically ending whatever is like, it's me, homie named Michael. I am the main villain of this movie. And he's like, oh my gosh, you're my brother, Michael. And then Mike's like, you have a brother named Michael? I don't like that. Don't call me. And she gets possessed by the puppet. That's where it ends, basically. So.
Absolute cinema.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. 4 out of 10, but at least it was funnier than the Daniel Radcliffe gun movie. Up next.
Vengeance Most Foul. I loved this film. John considers it forgettable, but I mean, compared to the other movies he'd watched that year, and like, it wasn't an in-theater experience, I kind of get it. Our boys, Wallace and Gromit, some of the best British people ever. Wallace just made this new invention, the Norbot. He uses mainly for helping out with like cleaning or ruining Gromit's garden. Yeah, Gromit's not a huge fan of Norbot. He's more like jealous. We cut to Feathers McGraw in animal prison, aka a zoo, where he's like picking up trash and stuff. He's got the newspaper from that episode. I hate Wallace and Gromit. They're mean. They foiled my plans. Wallace's invention gets famous, the Norbot, and there's a bunch of them now in like every household in Britain or wherever they're at. Feathers sees this stuff on the TV, steals a guard's keys, gets out, and then hacking into the mainframe, hacking all the Norbots and stuff. Gromit's trying to sleep, the Norbot's charging, getting straight teeth.
Norbot, recharge time.
To investigate, and he sees all the Norbots in the basement working on this big project like thing. So he goes to wake up Wallace and goes back, and they're just all cleaning. Oh, Gromit, there's nothing here. The Norbots are just doing their job. Feathers gets control of all the Norbots, tries to ruin Wallace and Gromit's life. They foil his plan once again. Feathers almost gets away with a diamond, but it's replaced with an onion. Yeah, then he gets put in prison yet again, and there was some stuff about the cops and stuff too. That was pretty funny. I loved it. One of my favorite movies from last year, favorite new movies, and overall, for me personally, like a good 9 out of 10. Hardman is just so good.
Here we go. First double feature of the video. We got Happy Gilmore and Happy Gilmore 2, The Reckoning. So Happy Gilmore 1, that's the one. He's a hockey player, and then he turns into a golf player. Oh, it's to save his grandma's house. Yeah, so he has to save his grandma's house. And so yeah, he joins golf, and he gets really good at it. He's like the bad guy, Shooter McGavin, one of the toughest names in history. Yeah, he basically embarrasses him in the last game. His career's basically over. Happy ending, whatever, gets with the girl. Now, Happy Gilmore 2, Electric Boogaloo is pretty crazy. It's like Adam Sandler Endgame, where there's just tons, like hundreds of celebrity cameos at least. There's this like big tech corporation trying to like redo golf. There's like Eminem in there, Bad Bunny, who's playing at the Super Bowl, even though he doesn't speak American. Just like a bunch of like golf players. Just like, I think every golf player in history is in there. And yeah, but I like the first one better. They're both like a 7 out of 10 maybe. They're just not as enjoyable as some of the objectively worst movies I've ranked above it. So that's why I did that. Next one. I took the jacket off. It got pretty hot. Next movie is called Juror Number 2. It released 2024, I think. It's directed by Clint Eastwood, starring Nicholas Hoult. I accidentally watched like 3 Nicholas Hoult movies this year. There's this guy, his wife is about to give birth. Oh, he gets put on jury duty. What are you gonna do, huh? He's like, okay, I'm just gonna go in there, speedy trial, get out. But as the trial goes on, he learns that he low-key might have killed this woman with his car. There was basically this like whole moral dilemma. It's like, do I leave to go to jail for this dude, or do I like just keep my mouth shut and sentence this dude basically to life? It's kind of like a 12 Angry Men. He's trying to convince people. And J.K. Simmons, he's in this. He like does some investigating. Also, kind of finds out the secret a little bit. Or is like starting to when he gets caught and thrown off the jury. The ending was terrifying. So throughout the whole movie, one of the lawyers is like trying to figure everything out, and just slowly figures out that Nicholas Hoult killed this woman. And so last shot of the movie, he's like having a good time with his wife and kid. Then he hears a knock on the door. opens the door, and it's the woman standing there. So it's like an ambiguous ending. Either she now 100% knows and is sending him to jail, or she 100% knows and is going to keep her mouth shut. But yeah, it was very impactful. That was really cool. So I give this movie it's an 8 out of 10. It felt slow at some points and kind of not as interesting as some of the movies ahead. So that's kind of why I ranked it where I did. Next one. Punisher 2004, good action. It was alright. It was a product of its time.
Refer to this video.
We got a big one here. Wicked number 1 and 2. This girl is born green, and that's bad because she's a different color. You know how it is. Because she's green, I guess she's ridiculed at school, whatever. When Ariana Grande is there, is like, "You're green, I do not like you." And then she's like, "Yeah, I am green. I'm scary and actually black in real life, but I'm really scary for some reason." And then Madame Morrible, she's all like, I see power in you. Ooh. And basically, she like kind of takes the Wicked Witch, like teaches her the ways of the witch, which is pretty wicked if you ask me. And basically, there's this dance that they all go to where they stop hating each other in like one scene. Ariana Grande and the green one, they stop hating each other in one scene, 2 scenes away from a song that they sang about how much they hate each other. So yeah, that was kind of funny and stupid, mostly stupid, but just kind of funny. Because I feel like in a movie with 2.5 hours, you could have given like 10 minutes maybe. I don't know. I do not know how they put a 3-hour musical into 5 hours. God, it's so wrong. Because she's magic and stuff, she gets a ticket to go see the Wizard of Oz. So yeah, her and Ariana Grande go to the palace and meet Jeff Goldblum, who is arguably the best part of these movies, because it just looks like he's off that yart the whole time. Also, never going to be able to mention this again. Jeff Goldblum said that these movies broke him. I don't know how. Like the whole allegory for animals being like Jews in the 1940s. Like that's all. It's all like, okay, I guess I get it. But I do not know how this movie of all movies broke him. Like I don't know how he made Independence Day was pretty traumatizing.
Oh boys, I'm back.
Anyways, so basically the Fly shows him around and is like, "This is my castle. I am the ruler of this place. I'm able to read this book allegedly because I am the Wizard of Oz." And then she's like, "I can read this book too. I'm gonna cast a spell. What should I do?" Jeff Goldblum was all like, "He's always wanted to fly like a bird." And she's like, "Okay." And then like he grows wings, the monkey guy. He's like, "Wait, I don't like hurting animals." And then she like takes the book and flies into the sky. Oh! And then the movie ends. The second one starts. She's like hunting all these guys who are being mean to animals. It's just like, "Don't be mean to animals. I'm going to sing a song." And she sings a song. And then Ariana Grande, they're still like really good friends after all this. God, these movies are so long and like nothing happens to fill it out. Green Lady's disabled sister is like, "I'm evil." And then she gets crushed by a house. Dorothy comes along, kills her, whatever. It's Jeff Goldblum did make a really funny face when he like found out he accidentally made the Green Lady. He's like, that was pretty funny. Movie ends. She has intercourse with the Scarecrow, and that's basically it. So a few things. These movies are really long. You know, I like musicals, but God, 5 straight hours is insane. Madame Morrible, she cannot act to save her life. Like, I guess she's some sort of prestigious actor. I haven't seen her in anything. And like every other line is her like saying "Wicked Witch," and she says it like a slur. It's like there's some parts where it's like, "Kick that Wicked Witch off the plane, Wicked!" And so that's pretty funny. Not in a good way, of course. So
This is the work of the Wicked Witch.
7 out of 10, I guess. I don't know. Next movie. So this is a hard one. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, released whenever. This movie is like if you took 7 cocaines and like ate them or something. I don't know how drugs work. The Abraham Lincoln. It's like he's Abraham Lincoln, except he has an axe. He gets approached by this vampire hunter after a vampire kills his mom. And the vampire hunter's like, "I will teach you the ways of being a vampire hunter." So yeah, he teaches him how to like swing the axe around. That's pretty tough. That's basically like the gist of the training in like both halves of the movie. I like the second half of the movie a lot more than the first, even though the first is pretty good. But there's like a clear split where he goes from hunting vampires to like be president. And that's really funny because he has like the full beard and he's like actually Abraham Lincoln now. So that's kind of cool seeing I guess how he progresses throughout. And a standout scene by far. All the characters, they're on a train. Yeah, transporting silver to Gettysburg. to fight this vampire Confederates, to fight the vampire Josie Wales. Yeah, they got Silver on this train, and they're trying to just make it. But then it's revealed that one of the main characters might be a rat and might have like snitched them out to the vampire gang. So there's this big action scene where the vampires like try to storm them. The vampires all get killed, but there's the bridge like gets all messed up where they're about to go on, completely burns down, falls, and somehow all the good characters survive, all the vampires die, whatever. The hunter that trained him was like, well, what are we going to do now? All the silver was on the train. And then Lincoln says, this ain't the only railroad. And it cuts to, dead ass, cuts to Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad transporting silver by foot with a bunch of freed slaves to the fight. When I saw that, I lost it. I don't lose it a lot when I watch movies like by myself. But dude, oh my God, that was the funniest shit I saw last year. So 67 billion out of 10 would recommend to everybody from the ages 1 to 9 jillion. Please watch this. Oh my gosh, please watch this. Next one. Holy Spirit activate. Next up, we got The Conjuring. This movie is, it's not that scary. It's not like you will shit your pants out of pure terror from this movie, but it gets pretty spooky at some parts with the doll Annabelle, like that whole cold open. I like the whole Ed and Lorraine stuff. I really like that cold open, the part of it where it's like talking about this horrible thing happened. We had to censor it out, and she's traumatized, right? And she's like, yeah, I'm pretty traumatized. And then the person raises their head to the audience like, so what do they call you guys? And then Ed steps forth. He's like, they call us The Conjuring. And then like the title. Didn't really like the family very much that they kind of take care of in each movie. This one they're boring, but I did like the part where they exorcise the mom, and then Ed uses Catholic powers and was like, I cast you out. Yeah, I do kind of like the side characters too, with like the cop and like the video guy. They're pretty tough. So yeah, it's more of a feel good movie than an actual horror movie. It's like it's almost like I don't know. It's just a good, like, you will have fun and you will leave it having a good time movie. So next one. Here we got Mad Max Fury Road. This movie wasn't life-changing like a lot of people say it was. It was pretty cool for what it was. I feel like it's closer to what cocaine feels like, but I don't really know the drug, so I'll have to consult an expert on that. Yeah, there's not really much to say. It's just kind of crazy. I accidentally watched another movie with Nicholas Hoult. That was pretty cool. I like the character's name, Immortan Joe. He's pretty tough. He has the ventilator. He's like the main villain, and he dies like crazily. It's pretty cool. So yeah, next movie. Next movie, if you couldn't tell, it is Anaconda 2025 with Jack Black. I haven't seen any of the other Anaconda movies because I've seen basically everything but the movies I'm supposed to be watching, so that's great. Basically, this movie is like, I guess, Jack Black's take on Grown Ups. That's kind of how it felt, because it felt like there's a bunch of friends making a movie together, which is, I guess, the plot of the movie, so that works really well. And yeah, basically, they go into the jungle. There's like a whole subplot that I didn't really like, though, that honestly kind of brought down the movie a little bit. There's like a cartel or like a gang like subplot where the woman that's like driving the boat that they're filming on, she's like engaged in gang activity and trying to like kill all the gang members. I did like though how it's revealed Paul Rudd lied about having the rights to Anaconda, and then Jack Black was like, a lie! He's all mad, so he sends him out. He doesn't send him out, Paul Rudd leaves, and that doesn't really like last very long. Like, it doesn't linger on them being mad at each other, because that could have made it really boring. I forgot to mention the Anaconda. There's like a big snake chasing and killing them. And then the rest of the gang comes up to the woman. That's a plot twist, where the woman is actually the bad guy, and the rest of the gang chasing them were cops. So basically, there's like almost a shootout, and Paul Rudd accidentally slimes out one of the cops because he doesn't know, because he's been on the boat the whole time. Basically, all is good. Then one of the funniest scenes from last year happened, where Jack Black, he's like talking about, they're like all getting back together and like all liking each other again. And he like opens up to them. Then the Anaconda bites down on top of him and like takes him away. And then like 10 seconds later, maybe, he gets regurgitated back out. And they all think he's dead. So Steve Zahn's character, who's like an idiot and a drug addict the whole movie, he comes up with a great idea of strapping a boar to the back of Jack Black. And that scene made me die in the theater. especially when he's being chased by the anaconda with the boar on his back. Then the boar starts squealing, and it's been alive the whole time. And the anaconda takes only the boar. That was really funny. They make it out alive. Then it's the final showdown where they got to use the original movie sets, like pyrotechnics, for like the actual reboot to Anaconda that was actually being happening that Jack Black was making. Use those pyrotechnics to kill him. Not before Ice Cube appears. Like Ice Cube, the character plays himself. He's like, "Hey, I gotta find Jennifer Lopez. Take this flare gun." And then basically he gotta help him kill the big snake. And it's like all happy ending. Then at the ending, Jennifer Lopez goes to Jack Black's front door. It is like, "I want you to direct the actual Anaconda movie." And then he like falls back, and it's a funny, happy ending. This movie was just like really like happy. It was just positive, so that was great. The Naked Gun 2025 with Liam Neeson. I thought it was pretty funny. I didn't know Liam Neeson could be that funny, but also, I mean, I saw the Lego movie, so. Now, the Lego movie was basically the peak of his career. Basically, the movie was pretty funny. I like the scene where the killer snowman was about to kill them, and they slimed him out. That was really funny. It came out of nowhere.
The movie was released in 1996, directed by Wes Craven, who's honestly probably the GOAT of horror movies. It starts out following Sydney, who's a teenager at Woodsboro High School. Her mom recently died, and the reason isn't for sure yet. All we know is that she got murdered, probably by her crazy psychotic boyfriend, Billy Badass. Insert Billy Badass, who likes to just climb through random women's windows like Sydney's, make out, have a little fun rumble time, and then leave. Kinda reminds me of my dad back in '96. We then move on to meet more of our characters, such as Stu. Stu is another character in the film who knows a lot about the horror movies. Later on in the movie, because a majority of the movie is low-key kind of boring, you get to the end of the movie, which was actually shot in a real house. Like, all the filming took place in this actual house. So I think that's kind of cool. We then later meet Randy in the party house scene, where he talks about things that you never do in horror movies, obviously not knowing he's in one. He starts talking about how you'll never say, "I'll be right back," or just be black, or how you never have sex in a horror movie. This is how you know Tyler Balance and John Schultz would survive in a horror movie. Later on, just for absolutely no reason, Ghostface starts murdering every single teenager in the house, where he starts out by killing Sydney's best friends, Hitzimus Maximus, in a garage door, where she gets her back blown out more than she would have if she just simply went to the high school football team. Later on, beer-drenched suit Ghostface goes on and continues to kill the rest, where it's later revealed that Billy Badass and Scary Stu are in fact the ghost face, and there's two people behind the mask the entire time. You know, I'd really like to do a video someday breaking it down of, was it Stu or Billy behind the mask during certain kills in the movie, because there's only like 13. I feel like it'd be pretty easy. Later on, Sydney being the main character, of course, as explained by Randy, she doesn't die. Billy gets mad and throws a phone at Stu, where Stu lets out the iconic line, and Stu is also worried about how mad his mom and dad are going to be at him. No shit, Stu, you just killed like 12 people. Stu probably meets the worst death known to mankind, where he gets a TV shoved on his head, like what I used to do to frickin' Randy Orton in that old WWE game. Shove his head in the microwave and just watch him blow up. Get back up and tank that shit like our helicopters down in Venezuela. So Billy gets shot in the head by, Officer Donut. And then Randy also gets stabbed, and Randy... Right? Billy shoots Randy, and then he gets up. He has that plot armor.
The second one where he dies.
He has that 10-minute plot armor. And then, so now we have just Billy left. Randy is randomly shot by Billy Badass, where Randy then falls on the ground, making the audience think he's dead. That's not until the second movie, though. We'll get into that later. Later, Billy takes about 4 gunshots. Just kidding. It's one in the head and another in the head, where he tries to get up and pulls the classic William Afton, "I'll always come back," where he's then shot again by Sydney. The movie ends with my absolute gorgeous big-breasted babe, Courtney Cox. give me a blooper?
Oh my god.
I'm single, Courtney, please. Courtney, please. The movie ends with Sydney, Courtney, and Randy. Oh, I forgot to talk about Courtney. Courtney is an absolute bitch of a news anchor woman. It's anchor man, not anchor woman, Courtney. Wes Craven. Hit me up. The movie ends with Courtney, the bitch anchor woman, Sydney, and Randy basically just figuring out how they're gonna live their lives. And there's absolutely no setup for the second Scream movie. It just comes out of butt fuck nowhere. And that concludes Scream. Overall, I would rate it a solid 8 out of 10 slashings because it's just an amazing slasher film, probably because of the fact it's unique from the others like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, simply by just mocking them. Oh, Golden Chainsaw for the best kill. I'm gonna have to say it's Miss Maximus over here who forgot to wear her bra. That kill is just, you never really see anything like that in a horror movie, and it's just so fucking stupid that she would try to get out through the dog door. Speaking of dog. Hi, Lucy. Anyway, she tries to get out through the dog door and gets her back blown out, as I said earlier. She really captured that Undertaker backbreaker WWE move. Hi. Yep. Lamest kill. It's probably got to go to the news anchor as Courtney Cox's cameraman. He just kind of dies. Cox.
Now we're on to the really good movies. This is like the prestigious kind of tier. Well, prestigious tier. Basically, so 12 Angry Men. 12 Angry Men was a movie that came out the mid 1900s. It was actually pretty entertaining. It was one of those movies that takes place in one room. It's called a bottle movie. That's some good knowledge for you to have. So yeah, it held my attention. It was actually really cool and interesting. Like, it was like juror number 2, but there's like 12 of them, so that's pretty cool. Next one. Next up, we got The Hateful Eight. This is another bottle movie, first Tarantino movie on the list. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. I like Samuel L. Jackson. He's cool in this one. It's got a Fallout Ghoul. That's pretty cool. It's got Santa from the Christmas Chronicles in it. He gets slimed out like pretty quick. Anyways, pretty cool movie. Nice ending, and he was definitely the sheriff. I'm calling it. He is definitely the sheriff. He was not lying about that. Next one. Next up, we got Jojo Rabbit, directed by Korg from Thor Ragnarok. This one's pretty cool. My favorite part has got to be throughout the movie, Jojo, he has an imaginary friend that just so happens to be Adolf Hitler. And as the movie starts, they're like really good friends because he's like all indoctrinated with like the Nazi, like the Hitler Youth. He's like all indoctrinated with the Hitler Youth. Like as it goes on, as he meets the Jewish girl and his mom, Scarlett Johansson, she gets slimed out. And he's like, oh no, man, I really like the Jews now. And so basically Hitler gets like more disheveled and more just like more pathetic until it gets to the end where he's like, fuck off Hitler, and kicks. That was pretty cool. That was a really good moment in the movie. I liked Fat Amy from Pitch Perfect being a Nazi like general lady. That was pretty cool. And then yes, it was the end where the Americans came in. They're like all freeing everybody, and then one of the Nazi guys who was gay the whole time, he's like, I don't know you, get out of here, and like saves Jojo's life. That was a cool, like impactful moment. So honestly, yeah, this movie was really good. I didn't expect it to be that great. Before that movie, I watched RoboCop, and after that movie, I watched Kunk on Life. So that was a very interesting marathon I watched. So that was pretty cool. Anyways, really good movie. Next one. So, I can explain. I saw a lot of amazing, prestigious movies this year. I just liked Minecraft, honestly. I thought it was really funny. This movie, it felt like a true, like Jack Black 2000s comedy, and I was smiling like an idiot in the theater when he came out. It's like killing all the zombies, and it was just overall one of the most joyous, jolly movies I saw last year. Next one. This thing keeps creaking. It's really annoying. Next up, we got Shin Godzilla, released in 2014, 16. One of those two. I don't know. Basically, this movie, it's like a satire about like government inaction when something crazy or terrible happens. Like most of this movie takes place in a boardroom, so I honestly consider it like a bottle movie almost. The thing is, the movie doesn't actually get boring. He's trying to contain Godzilla instead of just killing him entirely. You can really you can feel the hopelessness, honestly, throughout that. And start of the movie, Godzilla washes up on land basically, and he's just like crawling around. And the government, they're like, okay, we need to have another meeting. They go to a meeting. Okay, we need a meeting to decide who will run this meeting. They go to another meeting. It's like 5 different meetings in a row, and nothing actually happens. He like goes up against the building, and as he's like evolving, like blood is just falling out of this dude. He's just like going through this horrible transformation, whatever, into a bipedal Godzilla. And so as he stands up, like he's a real threat to these people. So they go out. The government finally sends someone to do something. Sends a helicopter in. They're about to kill Godzilla, but then they see some pedestrians at the bottom, so they can't kill him, or else they would die. So basically, that's where the movie gets real, and they can't kill Godzilla. They missed their one chance, and now it's over because the government just didn't do anything. So that was tragic. But eventually they do win after a bunch of deaths, including the president and at least like 1 million people in Tokyo. Look up. All right, leave this video right now. I do not care if you come back. Look up Shin Godzilla laser breath scene. It is insane and one of the most beautiful scenes I've seen, especially in last year. Anyways, movie ends, and then another amazing shot of what could have happened, like if they allowed Godzilla to keep evolving. And it's just like little dudes like sprouting out of his tail. It is messed up. God, I love this movie. Please watch it. Sit through all the boardroom scenes. They're important to the story, I assure you. Anyways, next one.
Up, we got my personal favorite film of all time, Inglourious Bastards. I adore this movie. From the acting, sets, tension, writing, everything. Love it. Might as well just talk about it. So, one of the most iconic scenes in cinema history with Christoph Waltz in going up to this farmer's home and saying, "You're hiding fugitives of the state, are you not?" And that whole amazing scene, like masterful. We eventually get introduced to the bastards. They're so freaking peak. They're basically torturing this Nazi general for information. And they eventually bring out the Bear Jew with his infamous baseball bat. Because he won't give any information, he just beats the shit out of the damn Nazi. It's so fun, and I'm not even saying these scenes like exactly in order. I don't remember, but yeah, there's another scene. I think it's the first scene of the Bastards, where has all of his men lined up, and he says, "I want each and every man under my command to get me 100 Nazi scalps." And
I want my scalps.
Pure cinema. No, so eventually it goes on to like the final plan where they're gonna like burn the movie theater down with Adolf Hitler in it and all that. So instead of just letting the theater burn down with Hitler in it, they just go slime the dude. They mag dump him right there in his booth. They open the door and just it's so just cathartic, honestly. And then Christoph Waltz is making a deal with the Bastards for like his own island for like information. This is before the theater, but like I don't care. And tensions high. And then later we get the infamous, "Do you make that deal? I make that deal. Damn good deal." And then he carves a swastika in Christoph Waltz's forehead, Hans Landa. Great. It's just a masterpiece of a film. I adore it. Next one.
Next up, we got Django Unchained. This movie's a 10 out of 10 because it has a main character named Schultz in it, even though it's not spelled the same as mine. Next one! Next up, you got a good one. It's RoboCop. A guy named Murphy. He gets all shot up. He's a cop. He gets shot up and he gets put into RoboCop. Loses his memory. It's kind of like him trying to rebuild his humanity, kind of. So yeah, he's basically under the control of this corporation. It's really violent. The Ed 209 scene with the big robot that like walks. He's cool. The guy who made it comes in with like a bunch of scientists on the panel working it. For some reason, they fully load this robot made for killing terrorists and just send him into this office building. It's like, okay, you're gonna test out the robot guy. Here, take this fake gun. Hands him the gun. He goes up. He's like doing this to like kind of activate him. And then Ed 209 is like,
start detecting. Put down the gun.
and he's like, okay. He puts down the gun, but then it's still counting down. So you're like, oh, this guy is. He is so done. And they're like trying to shut him off, like ripping wires out. He's still going though. And then you get the explosion of the last part where he gets lit up. And it is one of the greatest use of like squibs or whatever they use to make bullet holes. It is so realistic. I am half convinced they literally
killed the dude to make this movie.
So honestly, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for me. It's such a good, heartfelt story at the end. I tried watching RoboCop 2, but that's on MGM Plus. And who the f*** is MGM Plus? Kill yourself. Next movie.
Just look straight into the camera for like 30 seconds.
Second place is Superman. This movie is very, very good. I thought it was pretty good. Made me very happy. That ending was really good and emotional. I liked Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific. The dog was funny. Next one. Reservoir Dogs is by far my favorite movie I saw last year. It's great. I mean, I know I was supposed to say a lot about the last one. Anyways, movie starts out, you got this guy bringing together a bunch of criminals. They all like go under aliases, like with different colors and stuff. You got the one guy is Mr. White, the other guy Mr. Orange. He's like the new guy, the undercover cop. Then you got Mr. Blonde, who's actually a psychopath, and then you got Steve Buscemi's Mr. Pink, who's the smart one and the professional. I don't know. I just like it, dude. I think it's really cool. It's got good like blood, probably the best use of blood. Any of these movies, except for RoboCop, of course. Come on, you can't go like they actually killed the dude for that movie. I'm calling it. It's just great, man. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it. So yeah, the scene where Mr. Blonde like tortures the cop, that was insane. That was pretty crazy. And then Steve Buscemi did not die at the end of the movie. I know he didn't. I know in my brain, I know he didn't do that. So. Thanks for watching.